A few months back, I made a video where I made a beat using a version of FL Studio which came out in the year 2000. And as soon as I made that video, I got quite a few comments of people telling me to go out and try Fruity Tracks. So I had never heard of Fruity Tracks before. So straight away, I went out and I did some research. I tried to figure out what it was all about and how I could get a copy of it. So anyway, what exactly is Fruity Tracks? Well, it is a program which was made by ImageLine all the way back in the year 1998, and it was made to be used alongside Fruity Loops. So while Fruity Loops focused on making loops, that's pretty obvious, I mean the name says it all, Fruity Tracks focused more on the mixing side of music production. So you would take the loops that you made in Fruity Loops, and then you could piece together these loops in Fruity Tracks to make your song. So you might be thinking, it's quite weird to have two separate programs, why wouldn't they just put them into one? And that is exactly what ImageLine did with Fruity Loops version 3. So they took all of the features from Fruity Tracks and they mashed them together with the features from Fruity Loops. But yeah, anyway, that is the history of Fruity Tracks. Why don't we go ahead and make some music. So before I even get started with Fruity Tracks, I'm gonna have to go ahead and make some loops using Fruity Loops. And then we can just take those loops into Fruity Tracks and start piecing together a beat. So let's start off by making a quick little drum beat. Change up the samples a little bit. We'll go, that kick sounds alright. Need a new snare. Ooh, that one sounds good. 808 hi-hat. That should do for the drum loop. Let's go ahead and export it. I like the sound of that. Let's export a loop of that. That sounds pretty cool. I'm liking the sound of that. Let's go ahead and export it. Okay, so I think that is all of the loops that I'm going to need. Let's go ahead and bring them over into Fruity Tracks. Oh, that sounds good. Now, since I'm only using the demo version of Fruity Tracks, I can only have up to 10 samples per song. So this is going to be pretty hard to make a song that actually sounds good, but let's go ahead and give it a try. So here are my samples that I made. Let's go ahead and start bringing them in. I start with this one, put this one in here, and I'm going to go ahead and add on some effects. So we'll bring up the properties. I'm going to go ahead and put in a reverb. Oh, there we go. And maybe a delay as well. That sounds pretty good. Now let's go ahead and loop this section. So now I think it's time to go ahead and add in some drums. We'll pull in this loop here. That can just go in there. And we'll just loop it. Might turn this one down a little bit. Now I think I might switch over to these other drums over here. Oh yeah, that sounds average. Maybe I'll go ahead and bring this bass line in once the drums change. So that can just go in there. We'll just loop that over. So now I'm going to go ahead and do some volume automations. So we'll make this little synth loop here. It can fade in. Just bring it down a little bit. Now I might take the little intro drums and we'll bring it onto a new track because I want to go ahead and put on some effects. So what do we want on here? Maybe a little reverb. And could probably go for a filter if there is one. Yep, free filter. And now I'm just going to automate the volume for this one, and this one can just drop off towards the end of the loop. So we'll just go like that, and that should be all good. So I've just gone ahead and I've brought in this little percussion loop. It's a loop that came with Fruity Tracks. I didn't make it, but I feel like it will fit this beat pretty well. So I've gone ahead and brought it in, and now I just need to slow it down a little bit because the sample is a little bit too fast. So I'm just going to go ahead and stretch it. We'll go for 32. Oh, that sounds good. I think this percussion loop has a little bit too much bass, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull in an EQ, and we'll just pull down the bass a little bit. Give that a try. That sounds better. Okay, so I think that I've added in all of the tracks that I can for this beat. So why don't we go ahead and have a listen to what I managed to come up with. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Okay, so there we go. That is my beat that I made using Fruity Tracks. Using a combination of Fruity Tracks and Fruity Loops 2 definitely makes it a whole lot easier than using the older version of FL Studio by itself. When I made the last video, I thought it was quite a weird workflow, but now that I know about Fruity Tracks, it seems to make a whole lot more sense. Now, I probably missed out a whole lot of features in Fruity Tracks, but to be honest, there's not a lot of ways to learn how the program works. All of the links that I could find to guides and stuff like that were all dead. I mean, I'm not too surprised, the program is around 20 years old, but still, it's quite strange that there is so little information about this program. But yeah, anyway, I think that's pretty much it for this video. I'll leave a link to the Fruity Tracks demo down in the description for anyone who's interested. And yeah, I'll see you all in a couple of days for my next video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.